Hello everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I am here with a pen. Oh, I spoiled that. Yes, I have a new pen here. This was a pen I purchased back in November. Yes, quite a few months ago. And it was put on hold due to the Canada Post strike. And then because it had to be produced by the maker, there was also a further delay. But now I have it. How many months later? So let's say November, December, January, February, March, about 5 months later. And now I have it. So here it is. Oh, and the box is upside down. It is a Laban pen. Now, the story behind this one is that I thought about this and hummed and hawed about this pen for, I think, a year, if my friend Katie will correct me here. But it's been one that I thought I didn't need, and I wanted it, and then I had the opportunity to buy it, and then I said, no, I didn't need it. And I kept going back and forth about whether or not I needed this pen. And then I saw it at PenChalet available. So I used my credit at PenChalet to be able to buy this pen. And then after the Canada Post strike ended, when I found out that this still had to be produced by Laban, or the maker, and there was going to be another delay on it, I thought, do I just cancel this? Maybe it's not meant to be. And then I said, you know what? No, I will purchase this. I will wait until I actually have this in my hands to make a decision on it. So here it is. This Laban is not coming out of the box smoothly. It is the Laban, oh my gosh, 325. I do have to say, I love the packaging that Laban has here. And I love this cute little sticker. But I'll put this to the side. We have here the Laban Rosa in cracked ice. This is not my first Rosa. I've had the Rosa in the lilac, and I loved that pen, and then I just outgrew it. But then this one, I don't know what it is about this specific cracked ice resin, but from far away, it kind of looks boring, just gray, black, a little bit of white. But then up close, you see the pinks and the blues and the purples and like the mother of pearl. I don't think it's mother of pearl, but just the way that the colors come off of those is stunning. And I don't know if the camera is picking that up, but it's just beautiful. And I love it. So this does look different than the lilac. There is a different band than what the lilac has. I no longer have my Laban Rosa in lilac, but it's the same model, but there are differences to it. So the band on the cap is different, but the clip and the band around the finials is the same. So it's got more of a kind of, instead of a conical finial, it's more sharp, and it is a screw cap. And I got this with an extra fine nib. Now, I do believe that the Laban Rosas are or have a Bach nib rather than a Yovo nib. And then these do come with a Laban converter that have the name on it. And I do love these converters. They actually do work well. What I did notice with my previous Laban Rosa, or the lilac, is that when I wrote with it, the converter, you would be able to hear the converter inside, but this one, you actually can't. There was a jiggling of the converter before, whereas now there isn't that. So I'm hoping that that's been fixed by Laban. And then in terms of, sorry, that just takes a while. In terms of the size of that in my hand, it does look pretty small, and you could certainly try to, ooh, when you post it like that, it's actually a good size. And where the cap is resting, this part, okay, I actually had to Google this, side note, I had to Google this part, the part between the thumb and the forefinger, this area is actually called the perlicue. Yes, I'm going to post a little definition here, but the perlicue. And I'm like, love it. I love it. But anyway, I'm normally sensitive to certain parts of the pen sitting here. So the cap sitting there might prove a little bit uncomfortable for me, but for some people, it might not be a huge thing. But it's actually still a good size pen. Now, like I said, this comes with a steel nib. It is two-toned. It is actually a very, very pretty nib here. But overall, I love the look of this pen, and I can't believe it took me so long to finally just say, you know what, I'm going to buy it. And now that I have it in my hand, I'm so glad that I decided to go for this pen. So now I'm going to go ahead and compare this to other pens that I have in my collection. I will weigh it, and then I will ink it up and do a quick writing sample. So there we have the Laban Rosa, and I'll compare it to my other Laban pen as well. This is the Laban 325, and you can tell the 325 is definitely larger, and the 325 actually comes with a Yovo nib rather than a Bach nib. And then the next pen I will compare it to is my Esterbrook Esty. As you can tell, I have a thing for the cracked ice resin. Then we will compare it to a TWSBI Eco, so you can see the size of that there. And then one other pen I'm going to compare it to, just in terms of sizing, is my Leonardo Memento Zero. So not the Grande, but the Memento Zero. So you can see there is a size that I prefer for my pens. For me, the most comfortable is probably the Esterbrook Esty because of that size in terms of the length, the width of the barrel, as well as the width of the grip section. So I'll show you then what these all look like uncapped. So there are all of the pens uncapped, and you can see that the cracked ice, the snow, the Esty, and then the Memento Zero all have number 6 size nibs, and the TWSBI Eco has the smallest nib as a number 4 size nib. But then in terms of the length, the Laban 325 is still the longest. It is also probably the widest. And then if we compare just the grip section of the Esty to the Laban 325, because for me the Esty is probably the most comfortable, the Laban 325 looks like it's slightly narrower, but in terms of the length of the grip section, it's pretty similar. And then there's a smoothness going from the grip section to the body, which is what I prefer because of where I rest my fingers. Here it rests directly on that transition between the grip and the body, but it's not sharp at all. There's no harsh step for me to be resting my fingers on, which is perfectly comfortable for me. So let's go ahead and weigh this pen. So this pen capped weighs 25 grams. And then uncapped, please don't roll away, is 14 grams. So actually the cap itself is about 11 or 12 grams. I mean, it's a good weight in the hand. And for those who do like to post their pens, it is actually a good postable pen there. So let's go ahead and do the fun part of picking an ink to go in this pen. So I have here my A5 binder that I purchased off of Amazon, and I have here all of my different color families of inks, and I'll include a link to this organization video down in the description below. But let's find an ink that will go with this. So I feel like you could do almost anything. You could do a gray, purple, pink, or blue. So let's find something that I haven't used yet. No, orange probably won't do. No, those won't either. Brown, this is one of the first instances where I'm going to say no to brown. Sorry. And probably no to yellow, but pinks. Okay, here we go. Oh, I love Sailor Urameko Kitsune Biori. I feel like that would be a really great match. Or I have X's on all these because I've tried them, but I no longer own them. Taranishi, not Taranishi Opera Rose, and not Herbon Rue d'Ancre either. None of these because I have none of them. Aphrodite, no. Wear and Go White Rabbit, no. No. Now we're in the greens. I don't think a green would suit this. I feel like maybe a, no, come on. Oh, there's quite a few greens in here. Maybe a teal or a turquoise even. Ooh. Maybe. No, the more that I move this around, I think maybe a purple or a blue would work well. But which one? I don't know. This is always the fun part for me, trying to choose an ink to go with it. but I feel like it's more of a purple, pinky purple. Oops. Let's see. Or even like a chromo shading ink. That would be fun. If I still had eroded bronze, I'd probably put that in there. Or, oh, it's tough. Tough, tough, tough. Ooh, Robert Oster Van Ness Free Spirit. Blue Ink Vent, the Blue Peppermint. Ooh, Tasha Sabimi Jory. Colorverse, oh, Colorverse Icy Moon. That would have been nice. Or Colorverse and Goulet Witch by Starlight. That could be a contender. Okay, I'll think about that. But thing is, this has an extra fine nib. So I don't know. Maybe not a shimmer as of yet. I love Sailor Shikiri Hara Hara. I had a lovely sample of that, but I no longer have that anymore. Robert Oster and Coffee Monsters Code Day to Night, I think, would have matched really well in this. Ooh, Aurora and Klingner Alt Bordeaux. Oh, any of these purples I think would be... Ooh, Poussiere de Lune. I ran out of that, but I love that. Or I think something like a Sailor Ink Studio 123 would have been really good. Like a chromo shading ink. Robert Oster Decibel. Ooh, the Great Owl would have been a good one too. Ferris Wheel Press Auroralis would be fantastic in this. Let's see. Wearingeul, Medea Beliar. I was thinking about Pilot Oroshizuku Syungyo, but I don't know. I don't know. Lavender Haze looks beautiful though. I think I'm gonna do, no, it's not even Lavender Haze, it's Lavender Coral. I'm gonna do Lavender Coral. All right, so I've only filled it up about halfway because I'm doing 15 inks over 30 days, so I don't need this completely full. So now I'm in my Hobonichi A5 notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. This is a stamp from Everyday Explorers Co., and I have linked their shop in the description below. So let's go ahead and write with this pen here. The brand is Laban. Ooh, very wet. This is the Rosa. The nib is an extra fine, and the color is Cracked Ice. Very wet, and this is inked with Ink Institute Lavender Coral. It's almost too wet. Hold on. I have debated purchasing this pen for so long, but now that I have it, I do not regret it. This extra fine nib is very wet and juicy. I wonder if it's the ink, but the nib is actually very smooth and the ink is a lovely match. The pen feels very comfortable in the hand. May try a drier, oops, wrong spelling, drier ink in the future. So just doing some figure eights and then doing some strokes down to the right and up and to the left, and it is a very smooth experience. So there are my first impressions of the Laban 325 in the Cracked Ice. It's stunning, an absolutely stunning pen, and I'm so glad I have it in my collection. It's a very wet writing nib, and I don't know maybe if it's the Ink Institute ink or if it's the nib, but it is a very, very wet nib. Maybe too wet for me. I don't know. We'll see. But so far, loving the experience, and I'm excited to properly use this for the month of April. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested in this pen, I know that PenChalet are offering this, and I do have a code for 10% off your first purchase at PenChalet. Right, that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe. Thanks again, and have yourselves a great day.